Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tom Sox Conversations, here with the championship trophy from this last season, as well as some faces that you might recognize here along with me are some of the Tom Sox interns that you got to know here on Tom Sox TV from last season. Along with me, we have Doria Martingale, Ben Trent, Nick Grossman, Crawford Humphreys, Maddie McNamee, Livy Davidson, and Tyler Fannin. Guys, how are you all doing?
Good. Pretty good.
So good. So good.
All right, so the question of the day today is, what is your favorite memory from this last season? I'll have all of you go in order, and then I'll go last. So Doria, starting with you, what was your favorite memory from this last season?
Oh gosh. I just feel like I have so many good memories from hanging out with especially this group when we would do everything behind the scenes leading up to the games, when we'd be there about 2 hours beforehand, to the rain delays, to everything that people necessarily wouldn't see, all the jokes, and times we would hang out outside, which have definitely continued into this past year of college. I gotta say one of my favorite memories is probably the intern softball game. I thought that was so funny, seeing everybody playing softball. We had designated runners for Tyler and Ben. I got to be the catcher, which was terrifying. And then I got to make a catch in the outfield, which was probably the highlight of my athletic experience, coming out to the baseball song from High School Musical 2, I Don't Dance. Yeah, that was probably my favorite memory.
Ben, how about you?
Man, so many great memories. From the midnight bricks runs with Tyler before we had practice the next morning, or all the weight games we went to, or all the really mediocre pictures I took a lot of pride in taking. I think my favorite memory is actually with this guy right behind me, Mr. Brock Edge. It was my first time interviewing him for Twitter Live, and I had never met him before. And I walk up to him. I'm like, how you doing? Brock Edge, my name is Ben Trent. Nice to meet you. I'll be interviewing tonight if I could catch you for a couple minutes. And he looked at me, and excuse me, Brock, for butchering your accent, but yes, sir, I'll be right over there. And anyways, he comes up to me, and I'm like, all right, Brock, you ready to go? I got a couple questions for you. He's like, yes, sir, Mr. Ben. And I've never been called Mr. Ben before, and I asked him why he called me that, and he said, because I thought you were 30 years old with a couple kids. And I walked away learning a lot about myself that day, and a lot about what a beard can do for you. So I think that's my favorite memory of all time from the season.
And it's touching that you're in Florida right now while this is happening.
Yeah, I can really feel the inner spirit of Brock Edge flowing through me down here. I feel like a true athlete. I feel like I can go win some championships and feel like I can get the job done whenever I want to. So,
well, that's good. Recent college graduate Nick Grossman, how about yours?
I mean, like people have said, it's really hard to limit it to just one memory because we were together much more than anyone probably knew. Just even the moments off camera, whether it be at cookout with the guys and the girls after the game, pre-game, watching you play around the tarp looking for an SD card, hanging out in the press box, just like we were together for hours on end every day for weeks throughout that summer. So many great memories. But I mean, I'll just talk about one that Tom Sox Nation probably will never forget. Just watching Sam Crawford shut the doors down in that final championship game, being on air with my boy Craw in the press box, just the electricity, you could feel it on the field, in the press box. You could see it in the sky. Game still went on, even though we could see it. But just that moment of calling that final inning with Crawford, interviewing Sam on the field, just a night I won't forget, and I don't think Tom Sox Nation will forget either.
Definitely a very big, vivid memory for all of Tom Sox Nation. Our second trophy, our second trophy, big win of our 5-year franchise history. Crawford, how about you?
I'm going to have to piggyback off what Nick said there. My favorite memory was definitely Game 2 of the finals when we clinched it at home. I know Nick and I begged Drew Goodman, our boss, to get on the call for that game and be together for that last game. And it was something special. I remember at the very end when Sam Crawford got the final strikeout, swing and a miss, and we had to turn the volume down on our mics because we were just screaming into the microphones. We were so excited. We jumped up, we hugged each other. There were high fives all around the press box. We ran down onto the field and got to celebrate with all the players and everything. But it really felt like all of our hard work kind of came to fruition a little bit, just to be a part of that title run. And especially for me, working the year before for the Tom Sox as well when they lost in the finals. So kind of like the redemption run too. But just to be with everyone that night and celebrate and have the trophy and hold it, it was really, really special.
And I think the exact words were, Seville, this one's for you. That's definitely for certain there. Maddie, how about yours?
Oh gosh, I'm so indecisive, and honestly, the whole season was like one big, great memory. Honestly, my favorite memory is probably when I got to throw the first pitch. Really lived out one of my biggest dreams there, throwing the first pitch at a baseball game, and I'm really surprised I was allowed to do so, considering my athletic ability in the whole throwing sense. Basically, I just asked if I could I think we were thinking of choosing a fan or someone who had already done it before, and I sarcastically asked why I was never considered to do it. And I should have known that I would have been taken. They would have taken up that offer because I think they thought it would have been funnier than having anyone else do it. So then I spent the next hour or so stressing about if I could actually throw the ball to the plate. And from the wonderful support from all of my peers like you guys, I somehow got the strength mentally and physically to do so. And so then I got to throw the first pitch, which was a pretty big honor and also just really fun and cool. So that's probably my favorite memory.
Definitely some good stuff there. Libby, how about you?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with everybody about just the season as a whole, getting to spend so much time together. It was always a blast coming to work. I honestly can't name a single time that I wasn't just excited to come to the ballpark to see everybody. My favorite memory in particular was probably one of the times that Drew gave me the go-ahead to interview some of the fans, and I got to go around and talk to various families and individuals who have been coming to Tom Sox games for longer than I think any of us knew the Tom Sox have even been around, besides maybe David or Crawford. But it was really cool to see how special the team was, not only to us, but also to the members of the Charlottesville community.
And Tyler, how about yours?
Yeah, kind of what Libby was saying. I didn't even know the Charlottesville Tom Sox existed until like a month before we got in there and started working. But one of my favorite memories was definitely after, I can't remember which game it was, but you came to me and Butters with an idea called That's Just Baseball. There was no organization to it whatsoever. We sat there for like an hour and a half just doing random stuff, throwing baseball bats around, just doing nothing but silly stuff, just trying to get content for the page. And, we were in there for no reason, but we ended up having a lot of fun. So it was a lot of fun, even though we never used it. I hope it ends up somehow in this clip. Some of the clips need to be in this so that people can gauge what we were doing, because it was creative genius, in my opinion.
And excuse me, who's Butters? Who is that?
This guy, Ben Trent. Sorry.
Okay.
There's no way to get around it, Mr. Richard Trent. You're Butters. Sorry.
Go ahead, David. Sorry for that.
I would certainly agree that is some footage that you all just saw here on Tom Sox Conversations that will certainly be something to remember and hopefully never get clipped out and go anywhere else. But for all of you, everybody has already said this before, but my favorite memory is all the time I spent with everybody here. I mean, I spent around 12 hours a day for 3 months, either behind a computer screen or behind a camera viewfinder, just trying to capture the best moments from all of the Tom Sox season, all the way from day one, the first practice that the players got here, spending some time in front of green screens and trying to find something good out of it. Following, as Libby said, following fans around, trying to get some of the best interviews. And of course, just all the time spent that ultimately paid off in this trophy that you see right here. But everybody, thank you for joining me so much here on Tom Sox Conversations. We'll see you next time soon. For more interviews here on Tom Sox Conversations, please be sure to go ahead and like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and post your photos to Instagram with the hashtag TomSox, as well as following us here on Tom Sox TV for plenty more exclusive content that you'll see throughout this 2020 off season. Once again, thank you for joining us. That's Just Baseball, and we'll see you later.